Sé que mi hijo no era tan malo como lo pintaban.
Yo soy Pablo Escobar Gaviria. Tranquilo, plata o plomo.
In the history of crime, the world has seen many ruthless men, but only one criminal built an empire so powerful that it rivaled an entire nation. A man who ruled with money, fear, and bullets. A man who became the seventh richest person on earth, while drowning the world in cocaine. This is the story of Pablo Escobar, the king of cocaine. A man so wealthy that his gang weighed money instead of counting it. A man so feared that governments trembled at his name, and a man whose violence turned Colombia into a battlefield. This is not just a story of crime. It is a story of power, ambition, corruption, and blood. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born in December 1949 in rural Colombia. His father was a farmer. His mother, a poor, but not hopeless. The family later moved to Medellin, where young Pablo grew up in crowded streets filled with poverty, struggle, and inequality. As a child, Pablo was intelligent and ambitious. At first, he dreamed of becoming a lawyer and even a politician. But reality hit hard. Financial struggles forced him to leave school early. Watching his family suffer made him obsessed with one idea. Money is power. At just 16 years old, Pablo made a chilling promise to himself. If I am not a millionaire by 25, I will kill myself. That promise pushed him onto a dangerous path. Pablo did not begin as a drug lord. He started small, fake diplomas, smuggled electronics, stolen gravestones. But small crimes did not satisfy his hunger. Soon, he moved to bigger operations. Car theft and kidnapping. He targeted wealthy businessmen, kidnapped them, and demanded massive ransom. If families refused to pay, he killed their loved ones without mercy. By age 22, Pablo Escobar was already a millionaire. But the police were watching. In 1974, he was arrested for a car theft. He spent months in jail, but instead of being broken, he learned how to bribe officials. When he was released, he returned stronger, smarter, and more dangerous. In the 1970s, cocaine exploded in the United States. Colombian traffickers were making billions. Pablo saw an opportunity. He studied smuggling routes, built connections, learned to trade from established cartels. Then, instead of working for others, he eliminated them. In Ijosiwu, he murdered Medellin's top cocaine trafficker and took over his network. By 1976, Pablo formed the Medellin cartel alongside the Ochoa brothers and other powerful criminals. He became the boss. Cocaine was hidden everywhere. In car tires, inside TVs, inside fish, inside condoms, even inside airplane wheels. Pilots were paid hundreds of thousands of dollars per flight. Soon, Pablo controlled 80% of all cocaine entering the United States. He made up to $420 million per week. The world now called him the king of cocaine. Pablo's wealth was unimaginable. He spent millions just on rubber bands to bundle cash. Every year, rats destroyed around $2 billion of his stored money. He built a massive estate called Hacienda Naples, over 10 acres. It had private airport, helicopter, pad, artificial lakes, soccer fields, bullfighting arena, swimming pools, personal zoo. His zoo had elephants, lions, hippos, zebras, and exotic animals smuggled from other countries. Pablo lived like a king. But money was not enough. He wanted political power. 6:40 to 8 o'clock, Pablo enters politics. To protect himself, Pablo entered politics. He built homes for the poor, hospitals, schools, churches, stadiums. People saw him as a modern Robin Hood. In 1982, he was elected to Colombia's parliament. The world was shocked. A drug lord sitting in government. At one point, he even represented Colombia in Spain officially. But soon, journalists and politicians exposed his crimes. Justice Minister Rodrigo Lara Bonilla launched investigations against him. Pablo responded the only way he knew: violence. He ordered assassinations of ministers, judges, journalists, and police officers. Colombia was falling into chaos. The Colombian government partnered with the US, to extradite Pablo to America. Pablo feared U.S. prison more than death. He declared war. He bombed cities, killed politicians, blew up buildings. In 1989, he assassinated presidential candidate Luis Carlos Galán. He even blew up an airplane, killing over 100 innocent people. Colombia was under terror. But Pablo was slowly losing allies in power. Rival cartels turned against him. A paramilitary group called Los Pepis hunted him. His empire was collapsing. In 1991, Pablo made a shocking deal. He surrendered, but on his own terms. He built his own prison, La Catedral. It looked more like a luxury hotel than a jail. Inside, he had king-size beds, TVs, music systems, bars, soccer fields, and he continued running his cartel from prison. But when he tortured and killed 2 of his own men inside the prison, the government decided to move him to a real jail. Before they could act, Pablo escaped. The US and Colombian forces launched a massive manhunt. A special unit called Search Block tracked him. A reward of millions was offered for information. Pablo was alone, paranoid, and on the run. He spent over a year hiding in Medellin. On December 1st, 1993, Pablo celebrated his 44th birthday in hiding. He spoke to his family on the phone, unaware his call was being traced. The next day, police stormed his location. A rooftop chase followed. Gunfire erupted. Pablo Escobar was shot dead. Some say police killed him. Others believe he shot himself rather than be captured. Either way, the king of cocaine was gone. At his funeral, over 25,000 people gathered. To many, he was a criminal. To others, a hero. But history remembers him as one of the most powerful and violent men ever to live. Even decades after his death, no one has matched his empire. Because there was only one. Pablo Escobar